I, this week, straight up had the most traumatic experience of my entire life. I can't even explain it. I'm going to, but
You
I can't.
have to, though.
So, traumatic. So I was at work, had the dog with me, like I've been doing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I take him a walk at lunchtime, just, tire him out. I say tire him out as if he actually needs tired out.
Yeah, dude sleeps
He
like
sits there and
fucking
does
20
nothing.
hours a day.
It's the best. So anyway, I walk him around the back of the shop, and round the back of the shop is just like flats and like a little thing.
Yeah.
So we're walking up, getting towards like the back of the posh houses. The houses are nice. We're walking up there, and I feel like a crunch under my foot,
Nice.
and I'm like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's on the ground. It
Yeah.
means nothing. Let's just keep walking." But then I'm like, I need to know. I just need to know what's on the floor.
Yeah.
And I turn around, and there it is in all its glory, a fucking dead rat. An actual dead rat. So the crunching that I felt under the sole of my shoe was the bones of an already dead creature.
That's fucking so gross.
I felt so bad as well. Like, I didn't feel that bad, but I felt bad enough. I was like, oh, that's a shame. Like, it's dead and I'm disturbing it. Maybe I'm going to get haunted by a rat.
Imagine you do.
Imagine I get haunted by a rat.
You get hunted by fucking, is it Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Is that the right one?
Master Splinter.
Always get Splinter and the bad guy mixed up.
Shredder.
Because they're so close to me.
Yeah.
They're so close in names and I always fuck up.
Splinter and Shredder. Maybe it's like a conspiracy theory.
Right? Go for it.
I'm starting this conspiracy theory right now.
Before you start, hello. Welcome to Dead End Friends. We are actually together in a room recording. We have not one but two cameras even set up. I mean, I'm saying that they're there. Will we use them?
Who knows?
Who knows? But
Maybe.
welcome to another episode of Dead End Friends.
Where
I
we at?
am.
What episode is this?
I think this one will be 18.
18.
It's got to the point now where I'm losing count, so I'm not even saying it anymore in case I get it wrong. We're at that point.
Oh man.
I am Craig Jamison, and
I
with
am
me,
Gary Gordon.
conspiracy theory. Go for it.
So this is on the fly. I didn't prepare this. But imagine Splinter is actually the bad guy. Just because their names are similar, that's literally all I've got.
That's the full conspiracy.
That's the full conspiracy. Splinter and Shredder, like, sometimes you get shredded up from a splinter. And I think that makes sense.
In your twisted, warped mind, it probably does. But no, because Splinter is the reason that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lived.
But he was living the good life, you know? Because I'm bored. Nobody's coming for me. So, here. I'm going to raise these turtles as my own and teach them how to be ninjas. And then fight them as a different guy in a suit.
So
that's just my thoughts and feelings.
So what you're saying is, sorry, I think I'm misunderstanding you. What you're saying is, Splinter puts on a mask and then is Shredder.
Aye, maybe. I don't know. I'm making it up. I literally have no idea.
Have you ever watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes, but this is what I'm saying. It's the conspiracy that he could be.
I usually buy any of your conspiracies.
Yeah, of course you do.
But no, that one is total bullshit.
Well, we'll see.
We will see.
Anyway,
It's been going on for so
I'm going to
long.
get haunted by a rat ghost.
Yeah.
Because of this stupid little rat. The thing that I'm most grateful about is the fact that Tyke never actually got on top of this rat.
I know, man.
Because he would have... I say he'd have ripped it to shreds or eaten it. He probably would have put it in his mouth and went, now what?
Yeah.
What is the next part of this?
And you also had already ripped it to shreds with your shoe.
Oh no, it was already dead. I just walked on
Squished.
it. I just crushed his little bones.
Oh, that's so gross. It's like a fucking Cannibal Corpse cover.
It was gross. But yeah, like, because he's a staffy and stuff, he probably would have went for the rat.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were made for, apparently. Shanna said this. It could be false. Could be a real lie.
Just going down another conspiracy theory.
Not conspiracy theory, it's just I don't fact check things. So, like one time someone told me that William Wallace was like of Kenyan descent. Not black, just from Kenya. White guy in Kenya.
Just
Came to
not even
Scotland.
White guy, the whitest of guys.
Yeah, the only white guy there. And yeah,
Came
like,
to Scotland and then just like immediately took over.
but I believed it so much. I told this story like in a car full of people. We were driving to Stirling for an engagement party, and we were going by the Wallace Monument, and I was like, "Oh, fun fact about Billy up there. Apparently of Kenyan descent, born in Kenya, white guy, but you know, fought all their battles and won. Like, they pulled over. And they were like, "Sorry, what?" And I was like, "Aye,
It's like the scene at a fucking Pulp Fiction where John Travolta turns around,
yeah."
blows the guy's head off, just like, what? The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but there's been a few like that as well. Like there's a composer called Max Richter.
Yep.
And he has like it's a 12-hour album called Sleep. It's amazing.
Right.
But someone once told me that he was in the band Sleep, the stoner band. Sleep.
Yeah.
And so Max Richter did some of the music for that Ad Astra film, the one with big handsome chops.
Yeah, boy.
What's his name again?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, he did some of the music for that, and I was like, "Oh, fun fact! The guy that did the music for that's also in Sleep." And like again, they just kind of looked at me and went, "All right, man, aye, cool." Like, they didn't call me out this time. It wasn't until like a long time down the line where I was like, "Here,
Remember that thing I said?
mind that thing that I said? Definitely wrong. So wrong. Could not be more wrong."
But see, the thing is with you, right, is you say things with such conviction that people will believe you when you say it.
My entire life's a lie. Everything I've ever said has been false.
It's just like, cause when, like, if you were to tell me any of those things and say them with a straight face like you do, I straight up would believe you, because like, I am also really dumb. It's probably the best word for it. So I'll just be like, "Oh man, that's dead interesting." Like, if you hadn't said the William Wallace thing in jest, like you just did in the middle of a story, I probably would have fucking believed you if you told me that William Wallace was the only white man from Kenya.
I still think it is true. No one has proved me otherwise. I googled it. He's from Renfrewshire. He's from Paisley.
He's from fucking Paisley.
He's from Paisley.
He's from Port Glasgow.
Oh god,
That's fucking madness, man.
it's a good story though. Imagine it was you. It would change the course of history. Not that much, but it would. People would be, fucking right, those Kenyans, sick.
Yeah, they're cool. I mean,
But then things probably would have panned out the exact same, and like 100, however many years, 100 years, 100 years on, like however many years on, quite a few. We'd probably still be doing this shitty little podcast.
yeah, we would still go in the exact same trajectory that we have.
I would just have a real story to tell about
About what?
this because it'd be real,
Yeah, that's true.
but it's not. So well, it might be. Who knows? Not me.
No, not me. Definitely not me. The other thing that I'll always like attribute to dead rats, because they're
Back on the rats. Okay.
back on the rats, is the plague. Because that's how it got about back in the day. So in the fucking, the black plague started in like fucking, it was like year fucking 40 or some shit. Like it went on for thousands of years, and it's still actually around
Good old
today.
TB.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's still around.
Just have a name for it now rather than the Black Plague.
The Black Plague.
They found some Latin shit that made sense.
Tuberculosis. But because that's how it travelled, right?
Aye.
Like it
They had piles of rats in the street.
yeah. And that so that's how it got about with the fucking rats getting into humans and shit.
Because
But
that was the story of Pied Piper as well, wasn't it?
I've got no idea.
He was kicking about with his wee flute, just playing the sash, and like the rats would follow him out of town. And then he came back and was like instantly a pedo, and took the kids as well. I think that's the story of the Pied Piper. Is that the story of the Pied Piper?
Isn't he like celebrated?
There's a song.
And you've just told me that story?
Well, there's a song. I don't know if he's fucking actually celebrated.
Isn't today the fucking anniversary of Battle of the Point.
That's why I mentioned the sash. It's just on my mind.
That's all you're thinking about.
The Pied. Oh,
I mean, he's called the Pied Piper. Is it like cream pie?
Pied Piper of Hamelin. Okay, is this a paedophile story?
Isn't this like the second or the third episode in a row we've talked about fucking pedophiles?
Yeah. So, whoa, hello. Yes, he was a rat catcher hired by the town to lure the rats away with his magic pipe.
Magic pipe,
Then he used his magic pipe to steal the kids the same way he did the rats.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah. This version of the story spread as folklore and has appeared in the writings of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, Brothers Grimm, Robert Browning, among others. Yeah, so big pedo Pied Piper.
So they hired him in to get rid of the rats.
Aye, something must have happened in between where they were like, oh, this guy's a bit fucking weird or something. And then they're just like, meh.
They
He comes back for the Waynes, he's like,
disappeared with the children. Just went full Jeffrey Epstein.
how good do you think the song was, though?
It must have been really good. Or he just
Actual
had
toe tapper.
toe tapper.
It's like, yes. What the fuck's that? Any follow that?
Are we sure it was actually like an instrument? Are we sure it was actually a musical
He had a
instrument? It wasn't.
magic pipe.
Yeah, he was just luring these rats out with his fucking
You know,
dick.
swinging it around. Look at me, kids. And kids are fucking stupid, so like they went.
Oh my god, especially back then. That's nuts.
Yeah.
But lovely. I'm glad that you stood on a rat. I don't actually think I have ever seen a rat. Ever.
I've seen a few. We had one in the back garden, like maybe 2 months ago. We had like the council come out, and they were getting rid of it, trying to get rid of it, and then one day my dad just fucking murdered it. Like, it came out. Yeah, he got like a hole and stuff, and done.
I just like mercilessly snuck up behind it and grabbed it by the mouth and just slit its throat.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Like,
fucking nuts.
On a smaller scale because it's a rat.
It's not Sweeney Todd.
And then the other rat that I have seen in my life ran into my across the road neighbour's like house.
Into the house.
Yeah. And my mum, and you know my mum, this is a while ago.
Yeah.
My mum like ran across the road with like the washing baskets.
Yeah.
I just like fucking threw it on top of it and just was like, well, we have to wait now. I was like, what? Why are you doing this?
Where the fuck are the rats living around your place? You live in like a built up area. Where the fuck do they live?
Same place to live everywhere, just fucking wherever they want.
I genuinely don't think I have ever seen one. I've seen plenty
There's
of.
fucking hundreds of rats over there.
I know, that's the thing. Like, we always hear about them. Like,
Man, rats are fucking everywhere. There's so many in Queen's Park.
maybe I've seen one and I've just not thought it was a
Like,
rat.
how could that move and leave?
How big are they? Like,
It depends.
I
Mice
mean,
are smaller than rats.
maybe I'm thinking I've seen a mouse, but it's actually a rat.
Cool.
Oh no, the other way around. Maybe I've seen a. Is that what I said? Have I seen a mouse and thinking it's? Oh my god! Have I seen a rat and I have thought it's a mouse?
Maybe. Because mice are small and cute. You know, fluffy, tiny little tails. Rats have big long tails. And can be the size of your flip-flop. Actual huge. So big. Like, they can be absolutely massive. It's insane.
Maybe I have. Honestly, I don't even know. Like, my brain just doesn't function properly.
There's loads in the park, man. Like, I'll like just walking around sometimes during the day. You're like, oh, another one. Just loads.
Am I actually just like such an oblivious human being? I'm just like lally-dallying my fucking way through life that I just have no idea what's happening. Like, I'm just like, what was that? Was there not a fucking like movie with Ryan Reynolds recently where he played like an NPC in a video game where he's just kind of like wandering through a video game? Have you seen that? So he plays like a what is NPC short for again? It's like
non-playable character.
that's the one. So he is like a non-playable character in a video game, but he thinks it's like his life.
Right.
So he's not really paying attention to what is happening around him, and there's like explosions and shit because it's like part of the storyline, but he's not part of the storyline. Maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm
Maybe.
walking around as an NPC. Maybe I'm not a main character in this life, so I just don't see the things that are happening, like rats running around the park and like.
Whereas I fully have like main character syndrome. This is my movie. Like, this is
Main character syndrome. Is
is
that a thing?
yeah.
Have you just made it up?
No, it's like there was a thing. There was thing that a stand-up comic did in his one of his sets.
Uh-huh.
It's on Netflix and that, like, previously cancelled. And he talks about main character syndrome, and he's talking about how, like, someone's come to, like, their comedy show, and they're like, ha 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 ha, yeah, yeah, like, and it's following him. But, like, the comedian thinks he's the main character, but, like, he is, like, just being billed as, like, comedian. And, like, the main character that was laughing as if everything was happening in his life was, like, stand-up comic audience member 4. Like, you know, like,
right.
yeah, so, like, we all kind of believe that everything that's happening is happening because of us. We're like, this is for us, this is for me, this is a thing that in my life, obviously I am the main character and these are all my co-stars,
Right.
you know. And so I definitely have that, you know. I think it's because I'm a sociopath.
You are quite sociopathic.
Definitely a narcissist, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm more of a
Yeah,
narcissist
I
than
think
sociopath.
I think you have narcissistic tendencies.
I think I've
I
got
wouldn't say
more-
you're like full
I think
blown.
I've got more narcissistic tendencies than sociopathic, though. Like,
Yeah, sociopathic. Like we wouldn't have a relationship. I think if you were a sociopath,
no,
because like we actually kind of.
you know that I just manipulate you into being my pal, like a true sociopath.
Yeah, for like fucking 11 years, you've just been like, I need to have this guy
It's a
around
long
me.
game. It's just the longest of long games.
Do you think you know anybody that is like, obviously without naming any names, do you think you know anybody in your life that actually is a sociopath? Like, is there anybody that you kind of go like their behavior and shit, you're a bit like, none of us mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that there are a few that are popping into my head, but
It's hard to say without saying who they are, innit?
oh man, we should just play that game. Like, how close to the chest can we play it?
We couldn't, because as much as like, there's a very small time. The only people that listen to it are the people that are going to be mentioned. We are so small time.
Call out to the 14 listeners we have. That's him just called out every single person that listens to this. You're all sociopaths.
You're all garbage humans. Deal with it.
That's main character syndrome right there.
It is. I'm right, you're wrong. Always. That's how it works. That's how it works. I've got a theme tune. I've got everything.
You got a theme tune. What's the theme tune? Has it got lyrics? Can you sing it?
No.
It's
The band are playing in my head right now. So
Jesus. Unfucking believable.
yeah, no. It's definitely a thing.
That's mad. I mean, I remember having those thoughts when I was a kid.
Oh, when you sat like listening to music in your iPod shuffle and you're like looking out the window, pretending you're in a music video.
Those deep ass thoughts. And you
Yeah.
pretend there's like a dude on a skateboard, like skating next to you and stuff. Did you do that in the car?
Say again?
So like I would be in the car traveling somewhere,
Uh-huh.
because cars like
Yep.
travel. So I'd be like
Got it.
on the road, somebody would be driving it. You know how cars work? They
Yep.
like go forward or backwards?
Forward or backwards?
Right.
They stop at red lights?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. If it's an amber, maybe as well, you know. So they're doing that. They're doing those things.
Yep.
Somebody in the front, and I'd be in the back, have my headphones on,
Uh-huh.
and I would be looking out the window, and I would be like pretending that there was like a skater, like following the car and like doing tricks on like the rails and stuff
And then you're like,
as we were driving. Yeah. No, seriously. So I'd be like, he would do a kickflip down that 8 stair, like the whole time.
you're just like directing your own like skate video in your head.
100% at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah. No, mine's with just music videos. I like listening to like, I don't know, like Stone Sour Through the Glass or something. I'm just like up against the window.
You're so fucking. You're the most. Were you singing as well?
Nah, I was in the car with my fucking headphones. My headphones?
Headphones?
My headphones.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had my headphones on. Just no, my iPod Classic. Just be like,
No, I remember having like the thoughts when I was younger was like, I think it was. Do you want to know what? I think it was because I was quite a dorky looking kid. Like I looked funny when I
you were a
was wee.
dorky looking kid.
Thanks. But I wasn't fat. I was really fucking thin. I was
trying to
really
hate crime me right now? Is that what's going on?
not me. I was really skinny, dead fucking like unwell looking. I had a bad haircut. I had really thin glasses. So I was just really like goofy looking because like my teeth were really big as well because my face hadn't grew yet. My teeth had, you know what I mean? So I just looked really goofy. So I think people used to just kind of like every so often.
Yeah.
So I would think I was like, they know that this world, it'll die if I don't live. I genuinely had those thoughts when I was a kid.
So you had main character syndrome when you were a kid?
When I was a child. But
Because
I grew
if it
out of it
wasn't for
as
you,
a
it'd be-
regular human being.
End credits, you know? I had it in the way here. Listen, Bruno Mars, I was like, cameras are following me.
Bruno Mars
I might
made
fucking
this.
like start shuffling or something. Just
Bruno
to
Mars wrote this song
yeah,
for me to be able to walk this walk over to my mate's house.
And I'm like, yes, we are. Yes, of course. I put this outfit on knowing I'd look fly. I know I'm sweating.
It was like 18 degrees out and dude wore fucking 3 layers. You had a t-shirt.
A hoodie and a shirt. And this fucking hat is like woolly as fuck. Like my head is just
Like,
sweating.
It is July. I know we don't get the best weather, but even in July in Scotland, it's hot.
Yes. Man, it was a mistake. I looked dope, but it was a real fucking mistake.
You did look real good, man.
Thanks. Do you know a story about this hat? Why I bought it?
Because it's awesome.
Because I'm also a sociopath.
Right.
Probably.
Right.
So I went into the shop, and like they were up high, and I'm
What's the name of the shop? Give them a shout.
still going. No, because it's a real shitty story. It's a real fucking shitty story.
Cool, let's do
Like,
it.
this doesn't shed him in a nice light
Let's do it.
whatsoever.
Call it out.
So then I went into this like really cool establishment, and I saw this hat, and I was like, fucking right, sick. I like this brand, Ebbets Field. I'll shout them out. Please send me hats, because these hats are so expensive.
What are they called?
Ebbets Field
Ebbets
Vintage.
Field. Ebbets Field Vintage. You heard
Shout
it.
out.
You fucking heard it.
So I went into a shop, and it was up high, and obviously I can't reach. So I said to the boy,
I thought you meant the shop was like up.
no,
up some
the
stairs.
hat was just on like a fucking a tall shelf. I
Right.
said to the boy, I was like, here, any chance you could get that for me? Also, is that just like display, or is that like the actual one? He's like, yeah, no bother, man. I brought it down, and he's like, you sure, man? You sure you want this hat? And I was like, yeah, fucking sick. Look at it. It's called like, and he's like, Oklahoma Tigers or something. Like,
Yeah,
sick.
it's cool as fuck. It's so simple and but yet amazing.
And so I was like, yeah, I do want it. And then we went over to the till, and he scanned it, and he was like, man, it's 65 quid. Are you sure you want this? I was like, yes, I want this fucking hat. Like, do I look poor to you? Do I look like a peasant?
That's what it was. It was
And I
like
was like-
classism shit.
I was like, what? I was like, yes, of course I do. All the while transferring money from one account to another. Like the poorest shit of all time. And I'm like, 65 fucking quid. Fucking for a hat. All because I'm too proud to say no.
No. But I mean,
The guy was real shitty, and then he went on to explain that he was like born and then his family moved to Dubai. And I was like, oh, makes sense. You're rich as shit. You just expect that everyone else around you is poor.
that is main character syndrome.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
And I was just like, it was like, I was so mad about it. Every time I've now gone into the same shop, I've just picked something up and put it on the counter and be like, oh, can I have this, please? Because I'm just like, I want it. Doesn't matter what it is. I know everything they sell in the shop is expensive.
Yeah.
But it's that way, like, oh, if you got to ask, you can't afford kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's not even that, like, expensive a shop. I got a beanie, like a grey beanie, like some fucking Japanese company.
Yeah.
Like, fucking 45 quid or something. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's a grey beanie.
I'm buying it.
Okay.
Just to show you.
Just to show you that I flex.
No. What that is you got mad problems. You would never fucking catch me spending that money.
Yeah, that's what it is. What it is. Like,
But it's a pride thing.
oh, I know it's a pride thing.
You're
I'm well
honestly
aware of that.
the most proud guy I've ever fucking met in my life.
True.
It's insane because I have no pride. I am not proud of anything in my
I
life.
say I don't care, but really inside, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, like you. Is
Go
it
on, lay it on the line.
Is it you?
Explain some shit about me.
No, I'm not explaining. I'm going to ask you. Is it? Are you? Is it? What? How do I word this? Are you trying to control your own narrative. Like, you don't want people to think things about you unless you have told them already.
I mean, yeah, but I think everyone does that.
Yeah?
I think so. Because I'm fairly private, as much as I let you listen to all my problems on this podcast for the world to hear.
I'm very private, but I record an hour talking.
No, but I only tell you what I want you to know.
But you only answer the questions that I've asked you.
Exactly.
I've not answered the question. I've not asked the questions yet. Because every question I have asked you, you have answered.
Of course, 'cause I love you. Like, I would literally answer anything you asked me to.
Thank you, man.
That's because I trust you with my life.
Yeah.
If fucking Joe Blogs on the street was like, "Hey man, what's your deepest insecurity?" I'd be like, "Get fucked." Like, that's
He's stud.
Yeah, I'm not telling you nothing. Like, it's not happening. But yeah, I think everyone's got an Instagram account. They're all trying to control the fucking narrative, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I wish I lived like half a good a life as the guy on Instagram does, you know?
Yeah.
Because that guy is living.
Yeah.
Me, stressed. Constantly. I cancel my driving lesson tomorrow because I'm so stressed out that I just need one day to do nothing.
To do nothing.
You know?
Yeah.
I still have phone calls to make tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I don't want to make these phone calls.
I'm the same.
Like, just because, like, the last week's just been so stressful. Like, obviously, like, moving house has been the worst.
Yeah.
It's not even been the worst. It was actually a really smooth process, and we feel really comfortable in that flat already.
Yeah.
But it's an experience I've never had before. You know, I've never moved house. I've never moved out of my mum and dad's house.
Yeah.
Not for lack of trying. It just, you know, didn't happen.
It's just never happened.
So I've got to this point without moving. So all I had was bedroom furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Got into the house and I was like, oh god, now I need to buy everything.
Yeah.
I bought the sofa and stuff like weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I knew that was on its way, but it was just like the little things. I was like, God, the little things are so expensive as well.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
and obviously I know things cost money, and I'm not a stranger to spending money. I'm quite okay with it.
We've just had the conversation.
Yeah, as you know.
Yeah.
But I was just like, why? Why is it that expensive? I think we bought like a 4-pack of things from like IKEA, like utensils, like kitchen utensils, like 7 or 8 quid. I was like, 7 or 8 quid for something I'm flipping egg with. What the fuck is this? I was just getting so mad, like
but the thing that when you realise that like you've been in the place for too long, or you're like getting too old, is when you're like, I'm not spending £7 on something like that. I'm getting something that's more expensive because the last one fell apart.
Yeah. See, we just bought these because we were like, we don't have them.
We need to get something.
We need to get something. But it was nice, you know, like, so obviously like moving has been fine.
Yeah.
Buying the things has been stressful because I'm just like, oh, I'm so scared. Buying a fucking £65 hat anytime soon, you know.
But you also have a home.
Yeah, I have a home. And then today I had to fucking face my mortality, like, straight in the face. And like, they had to like ask me all these questions. The medical questions they asked me are so boring. I think I just said no to everything.
You need to explain what you're talking about, by the way, because you didn't actually say it. You just said face my mortality.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, sorry. I took out life insurance.
There you go.
And that is the most grown-up shit I've ever done.
Because that straight up could have just been the Joe Blogs guy. You weren't telling your deepest, darkest secret. You were just telling him your health questions if he came and asked you because I didn't fucking know.
Yeah, I had to let this guy know because I wanted a service he provided to me. So he had to know. But like, they were just asking all these questions. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I haven't been to the doctors in fuck knows how long. Like, I might be dying.
Excuse me.
There's things wrong with my body. Like you said to me, he was like, oh, there was like one. It was like, you have any like pains that you should probably get checked out? I was like, oh, my back hurts all the time. My knee's pretty shoddy. He was like, it says here to ignore muscle problem. Do you think it's a muscle problem? And I was like, I just told you I'm a barber, man. I don't fucking know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know. Could be a muscle problem. Could be fucking arthritis. I don't know. Is that bones?
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be my bones. I don't fucking know.
Fuck.
But I said no anyway. He was like, have you got any problem with your eyes? I was like, I wear glasses. Do I need to tell you that? And he was like, nah, it says here you can ignore that bit. And I was like, cool.
I think your eyeballs is more like fucking glaucoma and shit.
Yeah. I need to send you that.
Because they ask me that all the time. Like, see when I go and get my eyes,
medical marijuana.
the medical mans. See, like, because the last time I was in the opticians, they did this fucking like crazy ass scan on my eyeballs.
Be back, yeah.
No, It was like a fucking full blown like 3D scan they did of my eyeballs, and they like showed me it, and it was gross.
Oh, is it the one that's in colour?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
like,
had that.
It like cuts your eyeball in half, and you can like see all the layers and stuff.
Mhm.
Oh my god, man! And she was like, "We're just checking to see if you get any early signs of glaucoma," and I was like, "I don't even know what that is."
Nah, they told me I had astigmatism.
Yeah, that's when your eyeballs are shaped like a rugby ball,
I
right?
got rugby ball eyes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've got that. I mean, I think I've had it like my entire fucking life. You keep talking because my phone keeps buzzing, so I'm just gonna check what it is.
That's alright. Aye, but these fucking life insurance. I think it was mine. Mine went a couple of times. I'm keeping it real. I only went with this company because they give you like an iWatch thing, an Apple Watch.
That's what you went.
Yeah, man. But I don't know how much it is. I don't know how much like insurance and shit costs, you know, because I've never had to deal with that before.
Yeah.
So like, I think I got a good deal, and like, it covers me for a lot of stuff if I need it. My funeral's paid for. That's pretty sick.
What?
Yeah, my funeral's paid for, man. If I die, like I'm not right now. It's not paid for, but it will be. It will be paid for if I die.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Is that not a thing? I assume it's a thing.
I don't think it was
Funerals
a thing.
cost money, right? Like I'm not just being scammed.
No, they for sure cost money. But I don't think our health insurance covers funerals. I mean, I don't know, man. Emma took it out.
I got like 10 grand for my funeral. See, if I'm not laid to rest in like satin, I'm gonna be so mad.
Satin.
How much satin does 10k get you?
I don't actually know if ours covers funerals at all. I mean, it was Emma that dealt with it because Emma has like, we have one together, and then Emma has her own as well.
Yeah.
Like, she's probably taking one out in my name as well without me knowing, so she can fucking
Kill you in the night.
Off me eventually.
Cool, makes sense.
That's mad.
Yeah.
10 grand for a funeral, like just fucking throw me in the bin.
That's what I keep saying. I'm just like, put me in a bin bag.
That's the insane thing that you don't think about that part. You always think about like the death part because it's like that's where it stops.
Yeah.
Here's the question actually. This is a question me and Emma have all the time, right? Okay. Two questions. A two-parter, right? Actually, I'll start from the first one.
Start with the first part.
Start with the first part. What's going to happen to your body when you die? What are you going to do? Or what have you chosen to do? Are you going to get burnt? Are you going to get buried?
I've not done that bit, but probably burnt.
Yeah.
Aye.
Why? That wasn't the second part. I'm just asking why.
It's just easier, isn't it? Nobody has to dig up a fucking hole. Like that.
Yeah.
Saving on labour.
I'm dead torn about it.
Why?
Because like part of me wants to get buried.
Do I get skull fucked by maggots for the rest of your life?
Yeah. Because you're giving back. You're giving back to the earth that bred you. Your last act as a human being after you die is that you decompose, give back to the earth.
Yeah.
That
I think I wrote
birthed
something
you
about that.
But then the other side of it, I do think that some cemeteries are a bit selfish because they take up so much space.
Yeah, like that's how I kind of see it, you know? Like I'm just like, I don't really need to be around for much longer, you know? Because like all they're doing is putting me into a box that is going to become compost anyway.
Yeah.
And then my body is going to fade away, and then the bones are going to be there.
But then,
and then they've cut out like a 6-foot fucking ditch for me that's whatever size I am.
And it'll be empty.
And it'll be empty.
Eventually there'll be nothing there.
All that's there is just
a bit of rock.
Ground and a bit of rock.
A bit of rock. I mean, I really hope by the time we die we have holographic headstones.
Holographic?
I will have a holographic headstone.
Is it one of the popes that has like a webcam into his thing?
No.
Yeah.
Into his like tomb? Like a live streaming with Jesus?
yeah. Just
like Jesus got Twitch? That was my foot.
Yeah, he got Twitch. Yeah.
Jesus got Twitch.
Yeah, he got Twitch. I can't find this thing. I definitely wrote a little thing about fucking there's some fucking wanky shite that I wrote.
There is another one that I've seen. It's like a bio urn. Have you seen those? It's like
bio urn.
You get burnt, right? But then you could put into this thing that's called a bio urn, and then you plant the bio urn, and it grows into a tree. So your ashes become part of a tree.
That's pretty cool.
They're
I
fucking
quite like
sick.
that.
You can get like maple trees and stuff. Like imagine you come back as a maple tree and then people would eat you as maple syrup. Bro, that's like high meta level cannibalism right there.
It is. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel about that at all.
Imagine just like sitting. I've made some vegan ass pancakes. They're gorgeous. Got some blueberries, some raspberries. I'm going to pour a little bit of Craig Jamison's maple syrup. I'm gonna eat my homeboy. I would be fucking delicious. Tell you right.
I've been trying to eat you for so fucking long. It's unreal. I'm still trying to find this thing. It's really winding me up.
Right, well, I'll ask the second question
Yeah, go for it.
if I can remember what it was. That's it. Right.
This is going to be such an anticlimax, by the way. It
What
is.
what happens? Here's a question for you, Gary Gordon. Here's a question for you, my homeboy. Here's a question for you, Gary Gordon. What happens when you die?
What happens when you die? God. Now that's a question.
It is a question. It ended with a question mark.
What happens when you die? There's theories about it.
No,
isn't there?
I'm asking you how you feel.
Me specifically.
Not the theories, not anything else. What do you think happens when you die?
Oh. And a part of me wants to believe that it starts again.
Right? Like reincarnation?
Yeah.
Right.
Which is why you hear about all these kids that have like these weird ass memories of like past lives, like past life regressions.
After you finish talking, let's open that bit back up again, because I
Okay.
kind of want to hear that.
Oh, that's there. Feed the flowers, let the worms have my body, give back to the earth what it took from me. Ta-da! So worthless.
I said it, but you said it more poetically.
Yeah, same thing. Literally the same thing. Just I put the words on a different thing.
You literally just put them in a different order.
But yeah, I think... I kind of think you start again.
Right.
Like, you're unplugged. And, like, you start your real life. This is, like, a test, you know?
This life.
Yeah, you got, like, lives.
So have you had a life before?
Probably. Because this is why I got this fucking birthmark on my face. So that's another theory. That birthmarks are, like ones like these, or, like bigger ones, is, like, how you died in a past life. It's, like, wounds, fatal wounds that killed you. Bro, I got shot in the face.
You either get shot or the Kenyan boy came over, Big William Wallace, and fucked you off in battle.
Like Billy Wallace. he just like offed me, stabbed me in the face. I was like, game over. Yeah, so there's that.
Is that an actual like theory? Like, is that like another one of the
believe so.
conspiracies? Like,
I
if you
don't
have,
I don't think I made this one up. I think
so,
someone said that.
So if you have like a proper birthmark,
yeah, that is like, I think.
I've got a birthmark in the back of my neck that looks like an injection.
Oofed.
So what we're saying now is that I was killed by Dexter.
Yeah, just like lethal injection, I guess.
Oh shit! Maybe it was a lethal injection. Maybe I like murdered somebody. Maybe I like shot up a school or something.
Oh my god! Imagine you got the look.
Thanks.
You got school shooter vibes for sure.
Holy shit! I can't believe that's a thing. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. It's one of the things people have told me.
I'm genuinely going to check my kids tomorrow to see if they have birthmarks. I think Max got one on his head, like up here.
Yes.
So he got bludgeoned or some shit.
Yeah. So then that ties into the whole like past life regression thing.
So if there's people that don't have birthmarks, birthmarks, they're the people that just like die naturally.
Yeah, probably. I think everyone's kind of got a bit of a birthmark, right?
That's nuts. That is nuts. I don't know if Luna's got one. I don't think so either. This is her first life.
Oh, she's
Like
pure.
she's like just inserted the coin in the Mario machine,
Yeah.
and she's like selected player one. This is like open up a whole other like horrible part of my brain.
But yeah, you hear like all these stories of like young kids telling stories about like how they were flying a plane over this, that, and the next thing, and it was like a bomb or blah blah blah, and like is like them just reliving a memory that's like locked away somewhere, but they're a child, so it seems so real, you know, like
they're like reliving Dunkirk.
yeah, like it's an actual thing, like
That's nuts.
yeah.
I don't have any of those. I mean, I might have when I was a kid. I don't remember what happened last week. I remember what happened when I
No,
was a
you
kid.
don't. You don't.
Maybe that's like part of the lethal injection thing. Maybe I
could
got
be.
a terrible memory because they like hit a nerve going in. So like my memory's bad now
Wow.
because it's like right in the back of my neck. It's either a birthmark or a skin tag. Could be a skin tag.
There's a song by Andy Schauf
Uh-huh.
called Dust Kids. It's on like his last album, like Neon Skyline.
Right.
And it like literally the first line is, Charlie asked me if I believe in reincarnation. I say no, but please go on. and then he goes like starts talking about like
That's me and you right now.
yeah, it's me and you right now.
That's me and you right now.
And he says, I was reading about these kids that are like 2-year-old recalling their past lives. Could you imagine if that was your kids? Rose asks, if we want another, I say, I'll take another life.
Oh, I'll
Okay.
take another life.
Andrew,
Oh,
what
you-
you doing?
are
Like,
you
you
gonna-
okay?
Are you about to murder somebody?
Yeah, he's just like having a bad time. I think he's saying that his life's bad. He'd like another one.
Yeah, no. But you can
It's a
take it
metaphor,
another way.
bro.
Like I'm going to take a life. Like
It's weird.
I have always been of the mind that you just stop. Like this is it. This is the only shot you get. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I quite like that idea, but I think the idea that scares me more. So I try to tell myself that that's not.
Yeah, that's not the reality. I mean, I know a lot of people use it. Like they'll have that same idea of like so it's their excuse to be like you have to live life to the full, but then they just kind of use it as an excuse to be an asshole at the time.
Yeah, yeah, mainly.
But then it's just like that's one of the things that my biggest gripe with like social media and the gram and stuff is like having people pontificating to live a better life than you are just now. And it's like,
Ugh, come
Bro.
on, you know.
I don't got any money.
Yeah.
It's like you are having a nice life because you have money. You've probably got rich parents. That's probably how it goes.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like
You have wanted for nothing.
we came up with nothing and we still got nothing.
We got some stuff, but like we
Yeah,
always want more because we're all at our core selfish, and we all are a little greedy, and that's fine. Like I'm definitely not having a pop at that because I think it's just fucking natural, you know. But
And
I think
there's also a part of our brains that's just like it's just nice to have things.
yeah, give some stuff.
Just give us a bit of fucking.
Field vintage. I'm still on a hustle, man. Like we've had 18 episodes and not one fucking free thing. Some fucking Instagram page. There's like a rip off of another well-known company keeps trying to get in touch with us to like punt their fucking pube trimmer. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
get
God.
lost. Like see if the real like the big time company was like giving us the fucking lawnmower 3.0, I'd be like,
Yeah, cool.
yo,
But
my
also,
balls will
like-
never be so smooth, you know.
My balls are already smooth because I'm not very hairy, so
I'm pretty hairy.
I don't need it. Thank you for bringing up my very delayed puberty. I am 28 and I still can't grow a beard. Thank you.
But yeah, like we all want more,
Mm-hmm.
which is why we believe that, or I believe that it starts again.
Right.
Because there's that theory of like the white light that you see, the tunnel of white light is like childbirth, which is gross, but like, like it's a thing.
So the way it's been sold to me,
You're like,
growing up in a non-dominational school that was highly Catholic somehow.
Yep.
When the white light is you going to heaven,
yeah,
But-
because that's what they tell you.
but the white light is you coming out of
The packet, yes.
the packet. That is so gross.
Yeah, so that's like, that's the entire thing. You're like, that's the cycle starting again. It's pretty insane.
Why? I need to start watching these same videos that you do, man.
I just watched some bullshit on YouTube.
This is
man.
all you do, isn't it? Is you just sit and you watch fucking Marvel Easter egg videos.
Yep.
And conspiracy theories about children reliving past lives.
And the Pied Piper.
And the
He's big magic pipe. Yeah. there's sometimes where like I'll just like go on to like YouTube and I'll just type in a word and I'll watch the first video and I'll be like, and we're off, and I'll sit there for the entire day.
Oh really?
Not so much anymore because like there's stuff going on.
Yeah,
you know, like
you're a bit busier.
A bit busier. I actually have a life now, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, I suppose this was probably like height of the pandemic, height of the I cannot go outside.
Nah. Just, like sometimes when I was sad, I was just like, I'm going to watch lots of things, but about nothing.
I am literally going to disappear to another dimension.
Yep. Sometimes I'd wake up on a Sunday morning, and I'd actively wake up early on a Sunday morning, so I could spend longer doing nothing. Because I was just like, oh well, I'm learning something. I watched like loads of like videos about like Aleister Crowley and all that kind of stuff. I have retained none of that information.
Oh my god. Oh.
He was a dude, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Just casting spells and fugging, like that was it.
Right. Have you, just if you've got into the conspiracy theories, have you looked into the conspiracy theories over the Men in Black?
No.
Right. This is a fucking...
Wait, not like the movie?
The movie is like a characterization of actual real life Men in Black.
I've seen things about like, the Men in Black, which are like the tall dudes with like
Slender Man shit.
Yeah, almost like featureless faces, wearing hats.
Yeah. And like they don't have any bones and shit.
Yeah.
There is a big part of like one of the main theories behind the Men in Black is that I can't remember exactly what it is that Aleister Crowley like opened.
Mm-hmm.
But he opened essentially like another dimension during one of his spells, and he claimed to have closed it but didn't get everything. So there is this massive theory that all the Men in Black sightings and all the Men in Black like lore all bred from that thing that Aleister Crowley opened.
I love that.
And brought something else into our dimension and our world, and that is what became the Men in Black.
I love it.
Honestly, like diving deep into the Men in Black stuff is fucking
That's the thing I'm going to have to do, because I love shit like that, man. I really do.
Like, there's so many different stories, and they all come from completely different people that have never had contact, but they all talk about the same fucking thing. It's so crazy. So it's like, there'll be like one group in like fucking Lincoln, Nebraska that are like mad conspiracy theorists looking into like UFO sightings and stuff. And there'll be like one person from that crew will get like random phone calls. They'll get like knocks at the door with no one there. So they'll like, phone will go, they'll answer the phone, and it'll either be like a low humming sound, or it'll just be like heavy breathing, or it'll be somebody as if they're trying to talk
but just have no words.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that shit.
And then there'll be like kind of knocks on the door or like at the window and stuff, and there's never anybody there, and then eventually like the fucking Slender Man figure that we've known from however many years and decades, where it gets brought up not as Slender Man, it's like fucking Mothman, or it's Men in Black, or it's Slender Man. Like, this figure appears so much in just like history, like from the Mothman being like this crazy fucking long white guy running around with a fucking moth costume on, the Men in Black. So like a Men in Black style figure will finally appear at the door, but every story kind of ends the same, where they'll ask really like personal questions that don't mean anything. Yeah. So like the people that are being questioned are thinking it's like, oh, this is to do with like the UFO stuff that I've been doing, so I've made like a magazine and we're going digging into UFO stuff. But then the Men in Black will arrive, and they always come in like threes. It's like the other weird thing is like these
always threes.
It's always three.
So there's a video that I've seen, and it's one guy. But it's like, so a woman's like receptionist at some fucking office, and like our phone rings. But like as you see like the phone ringing and stuff, you see like one of these guys like walking around, so like security footage, and then like he comes in and he just fucking stands there, like just stands looking at her, like at the other side, and she like stands up, she takes out a camera out of her bag and all that kind of stuff, and then just starts fucking walking, follows him, gone. It's nuts. I just don't get it. Like, it doesn't look real, but it doesn't look fake, if you know what I mean. I'm just like, what am I watching? Like, it's so insane. there's that documentary. I think it's on Netflix still, called like Unacknowledged,
Uh-huh.
and it's about aliens and all that kind of stuff. It may be a different thing that I'm thinking of, because there's a couple of like high ranking like fucking things. No, it's not. It's not this one I'm thinking of. But there's a place called like Skinwalker Ranch,
Right.
and like that's like to do with like ghosts
Oh, right,
and
okay.
aliens.
Yeah.
And like the guy apparently killed one of these fucking aliens with a samurai sword. Sick.
Obviously, that is the most fucking.
I mean, you're gonna
redneck shit.
kill a ghost or an alien. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
But like they would call him like Star Child and all that kind of stuff. Like
damn.
they'd phone up and say like Star Child is ready, or like
Yeah.
all that kind of bullshit. And it's fucking like, it's too messed up to be not real.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, my brain's just like, no, this happened. Like, this is a full-on thing.
Yeah.
And it just weirds me out that like someone could make that up.
Yeah.
Because how?
Yeah, and it's the fact that people are making it up. People are telling the same story from so far away in times where contact was, because it's like when you're listening to like the Men in Black stuff,
Yeah.
this shit starts in like, I think the Men in Black sighting starts really heavily in like the 1950s and the 1960s.
Right. So,
So communication,
email, you know.
exactly. So the communication between sightings isn't really possible
But
back
that's
then.
always been my argument for aliens, because like you think of like the ancient alien theory where they talk about aliens coming down and basically helping us construct and like build civilizations, and that's how it happened. You know, they gave us the blueprints and we were like, can you help?
Yeah,
Like, and that was it.
that's what we
But
did.
like, you look at all these ancient civilizations and they all have pyramids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've got like the Mayans, the Egyptians.
There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even ones in like China and like Japan and all that kind of
Really?
stuff. Yeah, and you're like, how?
How?
How did you understand that and they understand that?
It's not even like
You know, like they never spoke.
it's. I mean, obviously, two people can think of a pyramid shape, but it'll be like the construction.
Yeah, and
That's
it's all,
that's the main kicker.
yeah, it's
like,
all fairly fucking similar, you know? And like they all use like hieroglyphics and they all use like symbols and all that.
and
kind
the
of
certain
stuff.
symbols show up in all the different places
Yeah.
as well, don't
There's
they?
even that one like in ancient
Bro.
Egypt. It's like a hieroglyphic of like a helicopter.
You told me about this.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like how did you?
because you've got to think these people are
dream of a
very
helicopter.
literal people. I don't know if we've had this conversation
Yeah, I think
before
we
on
have.
this, but like people are very literal back then because
Yeah.
they had to be. Like they didn't have the choice of being like
They couldn't live out any fantasies because they
No.
weren't reading fantasy novels.
just fucking blow your load everywhere.
Just a little bit.
Amazing. But yeah, there was like no way that they could have like got in touch with each other. Like, they're not just jumping on like MSN Messenger and like, sup babes. You got the blueprint.
BRB.
Yeah, BRB lol hashtag whatever. I didn't even do hashtags back then.
Didn't do hashtags back then.
No.
Oh, MSN, man.
Those were the
Fucking hell.
days.
Just like so many Panic at the Disco lyrics and the fucking tagline. and
Making
shit.
it like red and blue and all that kind of stuff.
I saw. Oh my god! I saw a tweet the other day. Just to go off on a total tangent, I saw a tweet the other day that was this guy saying, Twitter needs to have a function that lets you put a song on your profile to let people know what you're bumping, and there was just a response to it that said, "We have finally got to the generation that doesn't know what MySpace is."
Fuck me. Man.
We're at that point now where it's like I can vividly remember like at least 7 songs that I had bumping on my MySpace page.
Hit me
There
with
was Gimme a D, Parkway Drive.
them. Nice.
I had a Between the Buried and Me song.
Nice.
Can't remember what song it is. I had Them Teeth by Obi Trice. I
Nice.
had what was the 3-6 Mafia song? Stay Fly by 3-6 Mafia, because banger. See all these songs I'm rhyming off, they'll just need to go on the playlist next week.
They have to.
I had a Flood of Red song at like near the end of MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
I had But It's Better If You Do by Panic at the Disco.
Natch.
And I think the only other one that I can remember is I had Crush 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 by Paramore.
I had Crush at one point. I think my last MySpace song was a song called Remember by Burden of a Day.
What?
Their singer looked like Ronan Keating.
Dude, oh, he did so much.
Yeah.
So
That was the last
much.
one. I had Send Me an Angel by, oh my god. I always get this mixed up. Death Star Assembly, I think it was. They're like some fucking goth band.
Obviously.
I like had like the bass player, the Draws, on on MySpace. He was like my top 4 or something, like for no reason. Never spoke to the cunt my entire life. I had a couple of Misfit songs at one point.
Yeah.
System of a Down. And I would have had a Panic at the Disco song somewhere, a Fall Out Boy song. Something like that at one point.
That's the thing though, I loved the kind of pop punk scene, but I always thought Fall Out Boy were so whack.
Really?
I have never liked Fall Out Boy. I've always thought they were just total fucking bullshit, and I don't know why. Because see, every other band that sounded like Fall Out Boy back then,
thought they slapped.
I loved them.
Yeah.
Fucking Taking Back Sunday,
Slaps.
Panic at the Disco.
Slaps.
What's that fucking one with the he had like the most horrendous massive fucking fringe. Definitely Was a Beast. Oh,
You have mentioned that you've described so many bands.
I've described them all. You got the curse of one-liners. You got the curse of curves. Who is that? Who is that? Cute? Is it Cute something?
Yeah.
Cute is what we aim for.
Yes.
Cute is what we aim for.
Man, I seen them like literally like before all this. Like Johnny's put them on, and I did love that like back in the day. Like absolutely loved it, and like you sang the song, and I was like, I know it.
I know it immediately.
I know it.
Immediately.
Oh wow, yeah. The guy was like a big alky and stuff. I think like he had like proper problems. Be a shame.
Oh, did he? Right. Okay. I'm fucking. I apologize. I didn't know you had probs. Like I'm fucking.
I don't know if he's a beast. I
I'm
don't
fully
know if, like,
roast.
I'm, not, like,
I'm fully just caught out
yeah,
him as
fully
being a
roasting
beast.
the guy, but he's
like all in jest.
perhaps.
Don't actually think you are a beast. You just looked it back then with the hair.
He just could have been.
Yeah, I
But
mean
we can say that about anyone.
Yeah, exactly. With
Hawthorne Heights, Nicky FM. That was also on my MySpace.
Oh my god, Hawthorne Heights, man! I used to get roasted for like all at Hawthorne Heights,
That's
roasted by my mates.
So sick.
But this was in like high school. Be like, oh, you're still fucking emo. I'm like, I know, because it's awesome.
Can
I
I have a sweater vest and a shirt and tie?
I
I always remember is it the Nicky FM video that had like the upside down microphone hanging from like the derelict building's roof? It was either that or Ohio's for Lovers. Like,
hey there.
I know you.
Oh my god, this playlist is going to get so bad soon because we're just going to start throwing all this shit in and nobody's going to listen to
It's
it.
going to be so left of field, but it's fine. It's fine.
I do miss MySpace sometimes, man. See that fucking I've never felt the what's the word I'm looking for? Like joy. When you like go on and you're like new picture comment, new comment, new message, new bulletins. Oh man, it was fucking wild.
I've never felt as hot as I felt when I was on MySpace. Like straight up peaked in high school.
You're
like,
pretty hot, man.
Thanks, but like, aye, back then, if you had MySpace, you're cancelled. Sorry, everyone who was on MySpace, done, game over.
That was
sketchy.
That was actually my name on MySpace. My name on MySpace was Done Deal. DUNN Deal for no reason.
Done deal.
Spelt wrong for no reason.
Love it. Done.
That was the other thing is everybody had like a name.
See, mine wasn't. I never had a name.
Or you just Gary Gordon?
Mine was Gary Gordon, all lowercase, all one word.
Still that.
I know, it was still that.
Still that. I mean, I guess I have one. I mean, you guess you still do have them, right? Because you have like usernames. Like you've got Gary Gordon as like your username on stuff.
Yeah.
But I still go by like Cactus Jack on the socials and stuff.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense.
No.
Because it's not me. But I think that bred from like MySpace stuff. Because I'm like most younger people that use it now, like the kids that are going on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and shit, they use their names because they're normal human beings.
Yeah.
Or they're from a slightly more normal generation, but in a different way. Whereas we put on like personas. Like I know people from MySpace by their MySpace names.
Yeah.
And I referred to them back then by their MySpace names.
Yeah, I would do that as well.
Like, you literally created an entire
Person to be.
a separate entity from yourself. But I guess that is also still what Instagram is, but you just use your own name for it.
Yeah, you just don't think about it.
Because like we were thinking before, or what we were saying before, is the person on Instagram is living a much better life than the actual person in real life.
Whereas people on MySpace actually lived those lives. Like straight up. Like when
Yeah.
you were on MySpace, you were living.
Yeah.
Like you were. It was a different time.
Just the rotation between MySpace and MSN Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Add
constant.
you on MySpace, get you on MSN, meet you at the weekend.
Meet you in Habbo Hotel.
Now that is a predator's playground.
That was
That place was gross.
a terrible place. Like, they always talk about going to a hotel room and getting a blue light. If you could do like a virtual blue light in Habbo Hotel, you would be fucking blinded with the cum.
Please tell me that's the last thing we're saying.
We are. I think cum got us to the hour.
That's gross. That's so gross. I can't talk anymore. I don't want to talk anymore. Blinded by the cum. Blinded by the cum. REO freak wagon.
I think that is as good a point as any to start wrapping this up. I'm going to be honest. I really like that part where we were starting talking about conspiracy theories, and I think we should start doing that a wee bit more.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to do it now while we're on camera and recording. Let's every so often pick a conspiracy theory
Go in.
and let's proper research it before an episode and go in.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
I'm in.
Cool. Playlist was updated.
Yes.
Do you want to rhyme out? Because my phone is currently doing something else. So
it was a good playlist this week.
I made a choice this week. I decided I am only going to add things that have come out this year, just to add it, because all the stuff I was adding was all like older stuff. So I decided this week I'll go like, right, what's some new songs that have come out that I haven't stopped?
Timber EP come out this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
So it's
That's
all
cool.
stuff that I have been bumping this year.
Yeah, so there's Timber, Fiddlehead. Still haven't listened to that yet.
It's
I
really
loved
good,
the
man.
album that they brought, like the first album.
Yeah.
I thought that was sick. Tyler the Creator, Obs. We've been bumping that so
Like,
hard.
I haven't stopped
I haven't
referencing it.
stopped.
Like, I'll just text you something.
You like transferred me
along-
money the other day, and you were just like, "Call me when you get lost." I'm like, okay, cool. New Drug Church. I haven't listened to that either. The Magic Watch. I've listened. Euro Drug, the boy.
Right. This was weeks ago, we talked about storytelling in hip hop.
Yeah.
I think that song might be one of my favourite songs when it comes to storytelling.
Yeah.
When you actually listen to it and the way he is weaving the story from start to finish of that whole song, I listened to it over and over and over again. I actually didn't even listen to the entire album the first time I listened to it because I
haven't
kept
listened to the full
putting
album.
it back.
We'll listen to the singles.
Album is amazing.
But he's like so good. Like even back from the album Packs, like
Packs.
That, like the first song, "Gotta Kill a Cop,"
Mhm.
GKAC,
Just
whatever it is.
came right in.
Yeah, and
Because
like,
you sent me him. I hadn't
Yeah,
listened to him before,
'cause,
and you
like,
were like,
he's-
"You need to check this motherfucker
I just
out."
love it when he's like, I guess like the bridge, like "Gotta kill a cop, gotta kill a cop."
Yeah.
and then it's like, and he did,
And then
you
he
know?
did.
and then
yeah.
he tells you the story.
The
of,
whole-
like,
oh,
yeah,
man.
he talked like, oh, you used to call him the rubber band man. I guess he just snapped, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
because he weaves the entire story. It's like a full narrative
But, like,
until he gets to the.
sometimes he brings out songs like Bangladesh on that same album that
Yeah.
has like no real beat to it. He just goes off the time,
Yeah.
which a lot of rappers don't/can't do anymore because they can't
Yes.
fucking like
They can't keep the time.
they can't keep the time in their head. Like they
Mhm.
can't. No, I don't want to say they can't count, but they can't count to beats.
Yes, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like they listen to the beat and they know they need to rap over it. But he's actually really interesting and smart when it comes to like the music choices, and even like off the, is it Train Spotting? The other album's called like the one because he brought out 2 last year.
I don't know if it's called Train Spotting, but I know
It's
what we're
called
talking
something
about.
like that.
I mean, it has a train
It has
on
a
the
train
cover,
on
I'm
the front
sure.
of it, yeah, but like that album, there was like a few songs on it. Transportation, it's called.
Transportation.
There was a couple of songs on that album that didn't really have any real beats. It was just like a really heavily sampled, like,
Yeah.
old songs.
Yeah.
And still, you're like nodding your head because you knew exactly when to do it because
Yeah,
of the
'cause
way
he's
that he was
hitting-
like hitting it. It was perfect.
He's like he's managed to find the bridge between vocals and percussion.
yeah,
So he uses his vocals in such a way where he is your percussion when you're listening to
absolutely.
the song.
Yeah,
I mean, I really, that's one of the people that like out of all the people you've sent me, the two that will always stand out. The first one is always Euro Droog.
Yeah.
Shout out.
shout out.
Listen
Euro.
to
Yeah, just
Pax.
rinse it.
Pax first because it's one of those albums that's just like start to finish perfect.
Yeah.
Like there's
And it's got,
not a
like, all
bad
these little,
song.
like skits from Anthony.
Yeah,
Jeselnik
yeah.
on it. I'm not a massive fan of his comedy, but like the little skits that he does on that, like his voice is like shitty enough that you're like,
Pretty
funny.
good.
Yeah.
And then the other guy that like always comes up in circulation is Wiki.
Yeah.
That album you sent me, is it like the
No Mountains of Manhattan.
oh my
I mean, like
God.
you were over at mine the other night, and like
Yeah.
I literally had that album on because I was just
Yeah.
like, I fucking love it. So
You sent me it. And it was just out of the blue one day. You sent me a text just being like, you need to listen to this album. And you actually said, it is as close to a perfect hip hop album that if I've ever heard. And I was like,
true.
cool, I'm putting on right
It's
now.
true. Like I found them because of there was like a complex thing for Us We Feast.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
basically Wiki and your old Drug were given like
yeah, but they go to like
$25 and they like went to a bodega and they tried to like buy lunch, and yeah, did all that. It was fucking sick. Yeah, no, I really loved that. I thought it showing a lot of their like personality, which I get. If someone has a really good personality, I buy into them more as an artist or a
100%.
creator. You know, like I think it's really cool. And they both had really sweet, genuine personalities, which made me just want to like really enjoy them. And I do, and like even everything that Wiki's brought out since then, like I've enjoyed. You know, like
they genuinely seem like fucking lovely, perfectly nice guys. I'm trying to see if he's credited on this, but this is where I found out. I listened to him without realizing that I was listening to him.
what Euro Drug or Wiki?
Wiki.
Is he on that track?
Stacking Skins. He's right there. Down the bottom there. Stacking Skins features Wiki and King Cruel.
King Cruel, fucking hell, that's so cool.
So this is here we go. If you can see this. Trash Talk No Peace, one of the perfect albums for me. And on there. So I have listened to this album countless times. I couldn't tell you a
Wow.
number.
That's so cool.
And fucking Wiki and the bonus flexi disc that comes with it features Action Bronson, produced by The Alchemist.
What the fuck? What? Why did I not? This is insane.
Yeah.
That can't be on anything, right?
They don't have, it's not on like Spotify and stuff.
Can you actually play this as like a record?
If you have the right record player, yes.
That's insane.
Yeah.
'Cause look at it.
It's a square.
Oh, yeah,
First of all.
it's a square. I've seen a few square records before
Yeah.
because it's just that circle, but that's all you need.
But it is like that's the kind of thing you would find in like the fun time at swimming.
Yeah, that's so cool. I didn't know that at all. I'm gonna have to listen to that on the way home now.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
So it's like the last song
Amazing.
on the album.
My choices this week were kind of weird. They were a bit all over the place.
They were pretty fucking
They're
weird.
pretty out there. Love is a Drug was just on TV this morning. I
So
was like,
good.
That's a
Love
fucking,
is the drug.
it's a banger. I was like, well, I need to put that on. And then
Do
she
you know
bangs
what?
it-
Do you know what? My dad will love it.
Oh man, Roxy Music slap. Like they're so sick. And then I got She Bangs the Drums, Stone Roses. Used to be my old Wi-Fi passwords. She Bangs the Drums. Don't know why. It just always was.
Is your dad a fan of Stone Roses?
Nah, I think he likes that song,
Right. Okay.
but don't know why. The 3s and 7s, Queens of Stone Age, because it's a banger.
It's so good.
I love that album. That album's
is that
like,
Era Vulgaris?
yeah, it's always kind of looked over as
It's
like one of their better albums.
It's
But
really strange.
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
why
wh-
I like it.
I think that's why people didn't know, because it came after. It was the album after Songs for the Dead,
Yeah,
and Songs for the Dead will always like. As much as all of their, I'm a massive Queens of the Stone Age fan.
Yeah.
Like I've got Queens of the Stone Age records behind me and stuff. I'm a huge fan. but people will always look at Songs for the Dead as the perfect album.
Yeah, which I understand also.
It's a shame though, because people will overlook stuff like Ed Vulgaris. I tell a lie. So Lullabies to Paralyze was after Songs for the Dead, and then it was Ed Vulgaris. But Ed Vulgaris is always looked over.
It is, and it's a great album. Like I'm Designer, like Make It With You is like it's almost like a jokey parody song, but also fucking love it. Like
Just Want to Kiss.
I remember watching a set of them playing Reading or Leeds Fest, one of the two, and they were just about to play Make It With You. Josh Homme's wearing like a long wool peacoat.
Obviously.
He's got a guitar just like round his neck,
Dripping off his body.
He's got a drink in this hand, a cigarette in this hand,
Mm-hmm.
and he takes the longest drag of a cigarette I've ever seen in my entire life,
One pull.
and just flicks it away. Takes a massive sip of the drink, throws it over his shoulder, starting straight into playing guitar. And I was like, that is the coolest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. It honestly rumbled me. I was like, that's what I want to be.
Yeah, that's
I want to do that.
That's why I aspire.
And then 10 years later, he kicked a girl in the face, and it is what it is. But
did he now?
you not heard that story?
No.
He just fucking volleyed a photographer in the puss.
Sounds about right, to be honest.
He was like walking down a catwalk. She was nowhere near him. She was on the floor taking photos, and he just fucking leathered her camera straight off her puss.
It's something that is taken. I feel like it was always just waiting to happen.
He did like a note story apology or something.
Yeah,
Or
it was
I
like
think I think I should have a video, and then he did the usual. I'm going through shit bullshit, and I was like, whatever.
Like
And
Brody
then they
Dale's
brought out
leaving me.
villains, and I was like, yes.
That
Damn it,
fucking
Albert.
what is that fucking like the song used to with the way you used to do
You used to do
that
yeah, sick.
touches me. It's so good.
That even like that first album, that first song on the album, like because it's got quite a long, slow build up to it, and then all of a sudden it comes in with that cool riff.
Yeah.
And see if you're walking, you're strutting.
Yeah,
afterwards, like,
yeah. Walk like a boss. Yeah,
It's so good. But no, I love Quatsa.
Yeah, I mean, I'll always say that after like I do love Songs for the Dead. I will be honest.
That's a Dynamite album. That's why.
But after it, this one, like Clockwork, is one of they managed to like Queens of the Stone Age are one of those bands that never take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
And they never have.
Except from sometimes he does when he kicks people in the face.
But like Clockwork, I feel like they took themselves proper seriously for that record and just wrote like
good
they were
album.
like, I want
Like
to
a
write.
good album.
Wow.
Yeah.
Start to finish, man. Jesus fucking Christ.
They're cool. And then my other two choices were out there. Got Past the Courvoisier Part 2 by Busta Rhymes. Because I was just like, banger. Is what it is. Love it. And then I got Guida, Roll the Balls, because Italy won the football last night.
Is that an Italian song?
I put an Italian band on. They're great. Guida are like football casuals. I think they're Roma fans.
Right,
And,
okay.
like for a long time, their merch is all just like red and orange, the same as like Roma colours.
So it's like Paul Weller for Italian people.
Yeah, but they're sick.
Right,
They actually did
right.
a really good cover of Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting by Elton John. But like when he sings in the chorus, he sounds like he's like broadest Scottish accent. He's like Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, but it's just because he's shouting and his accent's creeping through. But
Yeah.
he's trying to keep an American accent.
Yeah.
It sounds so weird, but Guido are sick.
Oh man, I mean, I came round to watch the game at yours last night.
And you've never watched me watch football before.
I've never watched you watch football. And then I always do this, right? I'll say to you, don't really care about football. Don't really watch it. Because I'm trying to make you think I don't like it. I'm trying to make you think I don't give a shit. But as soon as I'm watching it, my shoulders are tight. My whole body is tense. I am not ready for what's coming.
No.
And last night was awful because it took so goddamn long for the match to fucking end. Went the full 90 minutes, and then we had to have 30 goddamn minutes of extra time. And then I had to go with fucking penalties, didn't it?
It did.
I had to go with penalties. The final. And I couldn't bear the thought of listening. No dig on English people, right? The English media. I could not listen to another 55 fucking years of them talking about England winning the Euros.
Yeah.
because we have had to listen to the World Cup 1966 story for 55 fucking years.
Man, I watched the Wimbledon final yesterday, the male final, and they even mentioned it then. I was like, it's Wimbledon. Like fucking, what's his pass? Big, handsome Novak.
He's from fucking Serbia.
But he is a massive football fan.
He's also a massive holy moly. So.
Of course, Serbia.
No dig.
No dig, but orthodox, you know? But Sue Barker, bless her, was like, you're a massive fan, who you rooting for tonight? Cunt, he's just won Wimbledon. Who cares?
Leave him alone.
Is it his 20th Grand Slam or something? He's going for his 20th Grand Slam. He's only the third person to have won Wimbledon as many times as he's won it.
And he's like,
well, fucking, how about we talk about the Fitba?
what did he say?
Oh, it was very diplomatic.
Good.
He said, I am a massive fan of football and I will enjoy the football.
My man.
So Serbian.
Do you want to know what it was? He didn't fucking crack to the pressure though. Because if that was the Italian boy that was playing him and won, he straight up.
Azzurri, always. But then he went over to the Italian boy and he whispered in his ear and both of them had a laugh. And I was like, he's defo just said, fucking Forza Azzurri. 100%. It was so funny, man.
Right, we are so far over an hour, so we better wrap this up because we're now at an hour and 15.
That's fine.
I think this is the longest episode we've ever done. And it's because, because we're in a room together.
It's because we're in a room together.
We've never done this before. This is the first time we've ever recorded in a room. This is the first time we've ever set up a couple of little, I'm going to say cameras, even though it's just my phone
cameras.
and my old phone.
The cameras.
The most fucking DIY setup of all time. Just to peel back the curtain for the people that might be watching it up here whenever the video goes out, that is currently sitting on my daughter's ring light.
Is your daughter a YouTuber? Holy shit, cool.
No, I was about to go into a story, but we're too far into it. I'll leave it for the next episode.
Drop a pin.
Drop a pin. So, yes, like, follow, subscribe, tell people that we're a thing. The numbers have been going up, which I'm pretty stoked on. We have actually been getting some decent numbers, which is cool. I think the more we do, the better it'll be. I'll still just do it anyway because
still laughing at it.
Fucking dumb as shit. We have been Dead End Friends. You have been the Dead End Friend family, or the Dead End family. We'll see you next week, I guess. Fuck you all.
Yeah, love you, man.
Love you too.